The scientific chair EMARA is about adopting a vision that is objective and more pragmatic. A vision that makes Andalusian civilization a deep source of inspiration for a better future, thus pursuing an approach that looks more into the cultural and scientific experiences of Al-Andalus and seizing it as an opportunity to outline an overall reflection while trying to identify the general features of this avant-garde civilization in its time. Such critical reflection will also lead us straight to question the meanings of the observations made vis-à-vis our current context. Few decades ago, Al-Andalus was studied not for what it is, but for what we wanted to do with it because of ideological shifts. On the one hand, European Orientalists consider the Arab-Muslim phase in Al-Andalus as a mere veneer that has not left any imprint. On the other hand, what exacerbated the situation, the works of some Arab-Muslim historians, philosophers, quite romantic, weighing about the fate of a lost paradise. The experience of Al-Andalus has ceased to exist in time, but its urban and scientific traces are still present with us. And is still present very much in the living memory as well as in current social and cultural practice. Hence, Al-Andalus is part of European geography, but also very rooted in Moroccan history. The experience of Al-Andalus linked the destinies of the two countries, Morocco and Spain, through a common history, a very resilient memory, and a very rich and vivid shared heritage. The common history between Spain and Morocco consists indeed of two logics. If we start by the historiographical logic, first Al-Andalus. This is the expression that designated very early on under the writings of Arab authors and historians the areas of Spain subject to Arab Muslims' influence. This debated Al-Andalus has never been well positioned until the end of 20th century, marked especially by the syntheses and works of eminent historians and scholars such as Martinez Gross, Guichard, Fanjul, and the study of Al-Andalus with these scholars embarked upon a new impetus in revisiting this Andalus from within, and of course focusing on its experience on the social, cultural, environmental, scientific level. And the second, many researchers have tried, therefore, to dismantle this Andalusian myth and further explore the realia, what it means. It means the tangible realities. They relied mainly on the results of archaeological, spatial explorations, histories of social facts, and on the rigorous deconstruction of ancient writings. And third, of course, the innovative exploration of tangible facts has placed the Iberian Peninsula in a broader context, what we can term as the Mediterranean bound. This new scholarship, of course, on the history of Al-Andalus, ranging from 700 to 1492, has revealed also a holistic view that covers various angles, be it territorial, scientific, legal, political, economic, or even environmental. When it comes to political and cultural logic, and starting by cultural logic, this Andalusian moment was especially marked by an exceptional and relative fusion of ethnic groups of various origins, such as Arabs, Berbers or Amazigh, Jews, Christians, blacks of Sudan, clans of Central Europe, Saqaliba, and the indigenous new Muslims, Al-Muwalladun. This heterogeneous mass of population has been able to coexist in a good understanding and despite, of course, difficult times, in a spatial and cultural framework marked by the preeminence of Islamic institutions at the political, social, and religious levels. So then the history of Al-Andalus has brought to us some very special moments of intelligent coexistence of different communities, and of course with the mobility of people like the ulama, and other people between the two shores of Spain and Morocco at the time around the Mediterranean. But when it comes to the political logic, directly or indirectly, the internal struggle of the Taifa kingdoms and the Christian advance, of course, into Andalus provoked the intervention in the peninsula of especially the two dynasties of Morocco. The main one is the first one, Almoravid Emir, especially Emir Yusuf ibn Tashfin, and finally the rule of the Andalus by the Almoravid Empire from the end of the 11th century until 1144. And then the Almohad from the middle of the 12th century to 1228. So therefore, for nearly a century and a half, the political unity of Al-Andalus and the Maghreb was re-established in favor of that of the Maghreb, or in particular Morocco. Al-Andalus becomes then a peripheral province in empires, which key capital was, of course, Marrakesh.